Hello, and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. It's going to be an interesting day. I will see if I can do a live stream later today during the Fed statement release. Yeah, that will be at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And I will probably start a live stream half an hour earlier. So check the YouTube channel half an hour before that for a link. Yeah, and you will see that actually on the in the community section, and probably just find it on YouTube. That's going to be interesting. We had quite a bit of up and down with regards to the interest rate forecast by the market. So it looked like we were getting like a 25 or 50 basis point increase a few weeks ago, more likely 50. It then shifted very quickly to 25 and maybe 0. That was after the banks went down and went bust basically, and with the ongoing issues in the US around the banking system. We then saw that on the FedWatch tool as well, where probabilities for here 450 to 475 basically is no interest rate increase. That was a few days ago like 68 or something in percent. And you had here whatever, it was 32 or something on the 25 basis point increase. That has shifted in the last few days again, more towards a very clear market forecast of 25 basis point increase. I don't know why. Maybe something happened. I haven't looked through the news today, but yeah, that's quite interesting. And the FedWatch tool is normally correct. So at least I think throughout the last year, it absolutely nailed it, the forecast. Yeah, and there were actually no surprises. So the market forecast was always quite accurate. I think we need to keep that in mind. I think normally it is, if whatever the FedWatch tool is forecasting, and this is what normally comes out, and what you tend to see is just typical volatility, not really any crazy movement, but yeah, some crazy volatility, but not any significant trend change that wasn't forecasted anyway. So normally on the day, we don't take things too seriously. Some people don't trade on a day like that because things are getting a little bit less predictable, right? I mean, we usually have 2 or 3 scenarios. You can see on a day like this that scenarios are completed within seconds, and you can't really react because the things happen so quickly. Okay, so that's just some of the reasons why some people don't trade on a day like that. Well, let's look at Bitcoin. I did make quite a long video yesterday, explained all the different scenarios, so check out my last video for some clarification. There isn't really much more to add. I don't have a very clear picture of what this could be. I mean, I'm looking here at if I go to the 1 hour chart, a quick summary maybe just from here, from the 10th of March, we're looking either at the scenario of a 1-2-1-2 setup, which could escalate very quickly in a third wave without a strong pullback. I will start to believe that we will not get a strong pullback as soon as we get above 30.5k, and sustain there. Then I don't think we are going to get a deep wave 2 pullback. That will at that time be behind us, and Bitcoin will have completed wave 2 pullbacks in a very, very shallow way. Other coins are doing quite deep pullbacks, which is good, because that means like 95% of the coins are actually doing how a wave 2 ideally should be like. There's nothing to say that a wave 2 couldn't be shallow, but obviously in terms of trading it and analyzing it, we're looking for deep wave 2 retracements in order to get a better understanding of where we are on the roadmap in the process. Yeah, that's one idea. Then obviously there is the other scenario where we can count it just a little bit differently. We had the idea that, okay, we have a 1-2-1-2. Then the orange box will be relevant for a pullback. So basically 24,940. Or even, but that's getting now unrealistic. We say all of this here was a wave 1. Yeah, it just with that ongoing sideways movement, but we can also count a 5-wave move, a very full 5-wave move of the 10th of March low to the peak here on the 20th of March. In that case, it is the yellow support area that becomes relevant, right? That's possible as well, and that could go down to 21,550. So there are just some ideas. We are a bit hanging in the air here at the moment with Bitcoin. Certainly the downtrend, the pullback hasn't started. Yeah, I mean, that's useful to know, because it means that, well, Bitcoin is just consolidating on a high level, but it means it could very well still continue higher. You know, when the trend is still up, it can still go higher. Someone posted yesterday that Bitcoin versus Elliott Wave, whatever, 3.0 or whatever, doesn't adhere to the analysis. No, that's of course not the case. Be careful not to misunderstand this analysis. We've got 2 to 3 scenarios. One scenario is certainly that Bitcoin can go higher directly, and above 30.5k, it will not put in place this deep wave 2 anymore. That's the thing. It doesn't need these pullbacks. That's the key, I think. And the Elliott Wave analysis helps us understand that the trend is up against these support areas. In an ideal world, it would come back into these support areas. But if I do not have a confirmed beginning of that pullback, then yeah, I mean, the trend can always extend out. So don't misunderstand this. These boxes are not there that the price must go into them. Especially not as long as the uptrend is still in place. They are there as support and to understand where are the invalidation points. Yeah? For example, that orange box, below that orange box, that 1-2 setup that you see there in the yellow circles, that will risk invalidation below the orange box. So they are there as being tradable areas, not as, okay, the analysis is not valid if the price doesn't get into it. They are like, if the price gets into it, you have a phenomenal reward to risk ratio, and they are tradable areas if you choose to do so. So yeah, basically we've got the idea of a 1-2-1-2 setup, or that all of this is a wave 1. There's another bullish case, but obviously I did explain to you, because a few people asked, I did explain to you, if Bitcoin moves up further from here directly, only at around 30.5k or higher, I will consider that we will not get this deep pullback. That means this wave can still extend out. In which scenario would this happen? Well, if we see a boost to the upside directly, then the count would be a little different. It would be like, okay, wave 1 isn't complete, obviously, because it still needs to push higher. I will take it off the chart because, you know, I don't want to put too many counts on the chart, but then we would say this was a wave 1, which we can count as a 5-wave move. We had our wave 2 here. We count this as the wave 3. We don't count a wave 4 and 5 complete. Instead, we count wave 4 as being still in the making, and then a wave 5 up. Yeah, and if that breaks above 30.5k, then yeah, from what I can see at the moment, I would then say we do not get that deep pullback. But it also depends a little bit on the subwave structure, and bear in mind it's all probabilities. So you could count this as a triangle A. Let me see, B, C, D, and E. Yeah, and if that's the case, we could be ready for a possible move to the upside here. That's certainly a possibility. I can't leave them all on the chart, but be aware that against these support areas, this can still push higher as long as we don't break them, especially as long as we're holding 21,550. I personally, I start to really like this particular count because it looks good in terms of, you know, how it can be counted. The only problem I have with it is that this third wave is quite short, and a wave 1, which is extended in crypto, is very rare. It is very rare, okay? So you normally don't see that. Yeah. Especially that wave 3 is shorter than 1. I mean, it's not impossible, but yeah, it looks good, the count, I must admit. It looks good, but I don't tend to find it the highest likely count. Yeah, so that's sort of where we currently are here. So just need to, all right, let me take that out. But yeah, that's the situation here for Bitcoin at the moment, unchanged. We've got the live stream today later, as I said. It will be interesting. Bitcoin not doing much while the altcoins are moving up and down a bit. So yeah, let's see. Trend is up and further upside is eventually expected as long as 21,550 is holding. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.